The J. Peterman Company Owner's Manual, number 7. This is the fall 1990 catalog. Philosophy. That's that front page. People want things that are hard to find. Things that have romance, but a factual romance about them. I had this proven to me all over again when people actually stopped me in the street in New York, in Tokyo, in London, to ask me where I got the coat I was wearing. So many people tried to buy my coat off my back that I've started a small company to make them available. It seems like everybody, well, not everybody, has always wanted a classic horseman's duster, but never knew exactly where to get one. I ran a little ad in the New Yorker and the Wall Street Journal, and in a few months sold this wonderful coat in cities all over the country, and to celebrities and to a mysterious gentleman in Japan who ordered 2,000 of them. Well, the coat is magnificent, simple, functional, handsome, extremely well made, affordable, and, yes, romantic. I think that giant American corporations should start asking themselves if the things they make are really, I mean really, better than the ordinary. Clearly, people want things that make their lives the way they wish they were. J. Peterman. Absolute satisfaction. Anything less and you get your money back. Period. Yeah. Then it has the how to order page right here. It's before the internet, of course. So I'm just going to start with Duke of W's raincoat. There's the raincoat right there. He was strikingly handsome, unimaginably rich, the most eligible bachelor in the world. He was the man who in our time had everything, but it wasn't enough. He would someday be king. The day came, but it wasn't enough. What would it be like to be inside that person's brain for 1 week or 1 hour? On hunting trips to East Africa, he stood his ground each time the lion charged. Eyewitnesses confirm it. We expect otherwise. Somehow we expect a man who has everything to also have an awful flaw. We expect a blubbering cowardice to spill out, ruining the perfection. It didn't. In fact, he had amazing courage. Nor was he ever ashamed to be who he was or what he was. Among thousands of photos of him are those taken on safari. There he is. There is Bror Blixen, his white hunter, husband of Isaac Denison, Baroness von Blixen, author of Out of Africa. Small world, isn't it? Another photo of him standing on the deck of a ship en route to Mombasa, 1930 or thereabouts. What is that he's wearing? A Macintosh, obviously, but look at it. As unlike every other Macintosh as he was unlike others. On a huge scale, but so finely drawn as to be subtle, even soft-spoken. A window pane check. Light brown on a very light brown khaki. Subtly different. Bold and subtle. Absolutely permanently waterproof treated cotton. Concealed front buttons. Slant pockets. High center vent. Leg straps. Rain and wind guard sleeves. Strapped cuffs. 1/4 lining. Belt. Impressive. Sizes. Men's 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48. Price $410. We pay shipping. We're going to skip to gloves, page 9. You wouldn't wear gloves if you didn't have to. They are clumsy, clammy, thickly insensitive. They wedge themselves in between you and that tiny green wire, which you have to disconnect in the remaining 9 seconds or else. Goat skin addresses a sensitivity problem, but not numbing cold. Calf skin, widely available, is poor, in my opinion, at either task. And cape skin is nothing more than high-priced goat skin. There is no 100% solution and never will be. Even a neurosurgeon's glove introduces an unwelcome note of inexactitude and wool. A good insulator fails as soon as the wind reaches the speed of a moth. The practical answer, right under the noses of the colonists the day they arrived, is deer skin. It's not only supple and sensitive, but noticeably sensuous. Its inside nappiness is an excellent insulator. Its resistance to repeated wetness is unequaled. Wet deerskin gloves don't turn into dry wooden boards. I know they are available elsewhere. I'm offering them anyway. I can't resist the best. A. Women's unlined, $32. Inseamed, sizes 6, 7, 8. B. Men's unlined, $40. Outseamed, sizes 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. C. Men's lined, $52. Outseamed, sizes 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wool or nylon available, removable liners. Snap adjustment straps. All deerskin gloves, saddle color. We pay shipping. To determine size, measure entire circumference of hand around 4 knuckles. Extending thumb. Use right hand if right-handed, and vice versa. Oh, the J. Peterman coat. This is the coat. Right here. The J. Peterman coat. Classic horseman's duster protects you, your rump, your saddle, and your legs down to the ankles. Because it's cut very long to do the job, it's unintentionally very flattering, with or without a horse. Although I live in horse country, I wear this coat for other reasons, because they don't make Duesenbergs anymore. J. Peterman. Beige corduroy collar, high count, 100% cotton canvas outer shell. Color, natural. Cold water machine washable or dry clean. Lightweight waterproof lining, nylon. 9 pockets. 6 outside, including hand warming pockets. Heavy duty zippers. Metal snaps and inner waist drawstring. Adjustable closures at cuffs and pockets. Metal snaps permit adjustment to 3 entirely different lengths overall. Adjustment of saddle vent, as well as totally snapped shut enclosures of legs. Men's and women's sizes: extra, extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, and extra, extra large. Include your height, weight, dress or jacket size, shirt neck and sleeve size, and waist size when ordering. Price, $184. We pay shipping. The owner's hat. Now, I'm just randomly picking these. I'm just going to a page and opening it, okay? Because I love chaos. Tanya talks chaos. The owner's hat. That is the owner's hat. Or do I want to read about shoes? Ooh. I'm going to read them both. The owner's hat. Some of us work on the plantation. Some of us own the plantation. Facts are facts. This hat is for those who own the plantation. Highest grade Tokia fibers. woven as are the best Panamas in Ecuador. This is the technology which made summers in the canal zone conceivable. Almost. Perfect now for stepping lightly ashore at Iquitos, coming and going by seaplane in the Seychelles, or successfully bidding at Bayou. Black gross-grain band doesn't hurt. Slightly intimidating, especially when LBOing somebody back, or discouraging them from LBOing you in the first place. Show them how it's done. Sizes: small, medium, large, extra large. Price: $38.50. That's $38.50. We pay shipping. The shoes. The M1604. Weeding my way through the jungle of biomechanically perfect and orthopedically engineered and air-injected running, jumping, springing, catapulting shoes out there, I believe I have found the ultimate walking shoe. Walking, after all, is what most of us do most of the time. The M1604 is not particularly bad to look at and has passed the critical scientific test we give things at our headquarters. 15 male and female people have worn them non-stop for 90 days or longer. Not one would now trade them for anything else. Case rests. The following is from the New York Times. Let's face it, a walking shoe is not supposed to be an object of beauty. Its purpose is to cushion and protect the foot. The chubby, no-nonsense, lace-up boots and shoes made by a French company called Mephisto have acquired a cult following over the world because wearing them is like walking on a bed of feathers. The Mephisto M1604, gray-white leather, men's sizes 8 to 13, women's 5.5 to 10. Price: men's $197, women's $195.60. We pay shipping. The How Deceit. TM. This wonderful contraption is only for people over 40 or under. Made of basswood slats and tough canvas duck, its only role in life is to support your back properly. You may not know what that means until you try it out the first time. The way it holds you is like a hug. And like all hugs, it would make you feel good. It will make you feel good. If your back hasn't felt good for the last 19 years, this thing will make you feel very, very good. And surprised it took so long. Sitting on the How Deceit on top of your existing $4,500 sofa or chair is suddenly so comfortable you can actually now make it all the way to the end of that 47-part miniseries on TV without having to call an ambulance. The pedigree of the How Deceit is this: an old New England design for a circus seat to make hundreds of people sitting on otherwise hard benches so completely comfortable, so unconscious of what they are sitting on or that they are sitting at all, that nobody would ask for their money back, and nobody did. Light but strong, roll it up and carry it under your arm, from room to room, from house to car to office. For reading, fishing, boating, concerts, and for staring across the pond at the stand of maples there and marveling at how really well designed the human back is after all. How Deceit is 15.5 inches north and south and 16 inches wide. Price: $41.50. We pay shipping. The How Deceit. Oh, now I have to read this one. White Pants and Other Strange Customs. White Pants and Other Strange Customs. It's page 36. Traveling once from Tangier to Tetuan, I noticed the Berber women had tiny pieces of fragrant orange peel held to their nostrils by the upper edge of their veils. Well, why not? Not so strange, in fact, entirely sensible for those traveling in an unfragrant world. Most customs aren't so strange after all. In East Africa, the British dressed for dinner, even 700 miles into the bush. One poor chap, thanks to some dreadful oversight, didn't have his white bush pants with him. He was banished from joining the others for dinner for the remainder of the 3-month trip. This strange custom is not at all the sheer stuffiness it may at first appear to be. After a particularly bad day, say, of broken engines, unfordable rivers, charging rhinos, flat tires, vanished water holes, biting insects, an embarrassing show of cowardice by one chap, and then the best part of it all, no gin, well, one begins to understand the point of scrupulously changing to white pants for dinner. Something has to be done to restore a sense of sanity. The unfortunate chap who couldn't find his white pants was never seen again. Couldn't move back to England, of course. They would know. At last report, he was living in a small village in Eastern Europe. Tried to contact him once, out of compassion, but he'd moved. Address unknown. White bush pants, 100% cotton twill. 2 on same front pockets. 2 welted hip pockets. Double front pleats. 7 belt loops. Superb. Better order 2 just to be safe. Sizes, even waists 30 through 46. Hemmed or cuffed to order. Price, $39. We pay shipping. Hemingway's cap. He probably bought his in a gas station on the road to Ketchum, next to the cash register, among the beef jerky wrapped in cellophane, or maybe in a tackle shop in Key West. I had to go to some trouble to have this one made for you and me, but it had to be done. The long bill, longer than I, at least, ever saw before, makes sense. The visor, deerskin, soft and glareless and unaffected by repeated rain squalls. The color, same as strong scalding espresso, lemon peel on the side, somewhere in the mountains in the north of Italy. 10-ounce cotton duck crown. 6 brass grommets for ventilation. Elastic at the back to keep this treasure from blowing off your head and into the trees. Sizes, medium large. Note, medium fits small and large fits extra large due to elastic. Really. Price, $33. We pay shipping. He probably got change from a 5 when he bought the original. Okay. We're going to call this one, it's page 50, it's Winter Silence. It's one I tried to draw a little thing of on the, didn't do a great job, it's kind of a quick sketch. So Winter Silence, it's called. Put on this handsome, soft, snuggly red nightshirt and almost immediately you'll hear the silence that always precedes the beginning of a snowfall. You could pretend you're doing it for the children. And that wouldn't be entirely fictitious, would it? Besides, the children won't be the only ones who hear it either. And if at this place and at this time you don't happen to have a mess of children, or none at all, and you don't have a fieldstone fireplace either, then you'd better get one of these bright red, soft napping nightshirts right away. You might even consider getting 2 of them. Optimism never hurts. Classic nightshirt, tab collar, placket with 4 soft rubber soccer shirt buttons. Shirt tail and hem. Soothing cotton flannel in a pure and unmistakably true red. Sizes unisex, small, medium, large, and extra large. Price $35. We pay shipping. I want one. What do we have? It's just, I mean, the writing in here is just so great. I could read all of them. Library steps. Turns into a chair. Library steps. Why should only the first sons of English dukes have libraries with ladders to reach books up there just below the ceiling? Why, for that matter, should they have gigantic fireplaces, spaniels lolling on the sofas, and a butler bringing a tray with a glass of aged port? In any case, you need to reach a book too, and change a light bulb as well. You may need this even if you don't have a library, because you need a ladder in the kitchen. And when you don't need a ladder, it turns into a chair. Quite a good one. You already have a chair? Well, you needed an extra one all along, and here it is. Otherwise, you might have bought a chair that wasn't also a ladder, but now you won't make that mistake. Now you'll never be without a ladder and never be short an extra chair. You're pretty lucky if you ask me. Library stepladder chair. Made from an old design brought to the colonies by early settlers. 18 mortise and tenon joints. Hand cut. Kiln dried oak throughout. Brass hardware. Overall height, open or closed, 38 inches and a quarter. Width, 17 3/4 inch. Maximum depth open is 36 inches. Price is $186.50. We pay shipping. Ooh. Mystery. Mystery. Women cannot stop being a mystery even if they want to. I don't think they want to. But the mystery changes. Or women change. Or they change men. Mystery remains. In museums, we see perfectly still 15th century paintings, Italian and Flemish, of women looking coolly out at us, clearly beautiful and powerful and fully capable of running today in BC or IBM or a South American country. They are no less feminine for being powerful. If they were without mystery, they would not be interesting. But at their neck, there is lace, and lace says yes at the same time that it says no. In China or Bhutan today or 300 years ago, your wife might work alongside you in the fields during every day of her pregnancy, and then tomorrow and the next day be gone, and the following day be back again in the fields with you, and nothing is said and nothing has changed except that now you have a child, and now today you notice that some lace at her neck. You never saw that before. Lace used to be so rare and valuable that men as well as women wore it to show how much better off they were than you. Kings wore enough lace to intimidate foreign ambassadors with their wealth. Men stopped wearing lace after 1800. It was a relief to everybody. Lace has to do with women and mystery, and that combination alone is quite enough for any century, any man, any day. The fine and beautiful linen and lace blouse shown here is Irish. Its collar is high, Victorian, wonderful buttoned, or not buttoned. The buttons are covered, and all of it being lace and illusion is a total mystery. Sizes 6 to 14. Price $190. We pay shipping. The road not taken. The robe. Apparently on the side it says Hotel Shepherds, Cairo. It's emblazoned on the chest. And the sleeves are shown rolled. I always wanted to cross the Sahara and the Gobi by foot, but I didn't. I did not swim the Hellespont, didn't ascend Mount Blanc, didn't read all the books I I didn't read all the books I had to read. Ached to fly a Ford trimotor anywhere, even St. Louis, but didn't. Did not modestly decline the Nobel Prize. Didn't spend even one night at Shepherd's Motel in Cairo, not one. Shepherd's burned it to the ground before I could afford to check in. That night, it became my code word for everything unobtained, undone. In case there are a few things in your life you wanted but won't get, I offer as consolation the impossibly perfect night at Shepherd's Hotel in Cairo bathrobe. Luxurious, thick, engulfing, finer than any you have ever seen, as it should be. Discreet Shepherd's logo, all white, cotton, terry, velour. Sizes, small, medium, large, extra large, unisex. Price, $145. We pay shipping. This other one is called How to Enter a Hotel. How to enter a hotel. It used to be easy. The Duke of Windsor knew how to do it. Before he arrived, 137 suitcases arrived, then the spaniels, the personal assistants, the major domo, and the loud instructions that the visit be kept on the quiet side. This approach seemed to capture the full attention of hotel managers worldwide. The Duke's visits were quiet and pleasant. He rarely even had to pay the bill. That was then. These days, the hotel is already jammed. The 15-minute celebrities are checking in, but the 15-minute millionaires are not checking out. Willingness to pay $1,500 a night isn't enough. This calls for something much more interesting than money. Try this. Walk into the lobby, say of Claridge's, the Queen pops in there, or Brown's or Blake's in London. Walk in wearing a Shepherd's Cairo t-shirt. Be sure that first you have sent yourself at least 3 dozen letters, packages, notes, boxes of candy, floral arrangements, all marked for your arrival. At the front desk, say that you won't require a piano in your room after all. Of course, you haven't even bothered to make a reservation. Tell them your plans have changed. You want a very, very small room as far from the elevators as possible and on as low a floor as possible. Ask if it is possible to have a room without a window. Of course, they'll end up giving you a suite. Play it like the Duke. Tell them your tailor needs a modest, well-lighted area in which to work. What do they suggest? They won't charge you for any of it. Of course, the t-shirt will set you back a little. Shepherd's t-shirt, pure cotton, black or white. Sizes, small, medium, large, or extra large. Price, $25. We pay shipping. Last ones, we're going to read a book of choices. Life needs a menu. Novels, biographies help, but nothing is better than a good atlas. An atlas tells you which river you must go down or up next, and which far country you must go to someday. An atlas is also indispensable when you have the sort of friends who, when you call to say hello, their secretary says, "He's in Kota Kinabalu till the end of the month," and you resist asking where that is. It used to be called Jesselton, and it used to be called Borneo. Maybe there should be an atlas of what everything used to be called. Absolutely the finest atlas in the world is published by the Times. Costs $149.95 and worse. It is the size of a small kitchen table and weighs as much. But oh, the maps. Amazingly, the very same cartographer, John Bartholomew and Son, makes the elegant clear maps for the Mini World Atlas, a mere $15.95. A mere 4 1/8 inch by 6 1/8 high, and weighing less than a donut. Published in Edinburgh, Scotland. It's a treasure. 112 pages of color maps, 80 pages of index. Handsome, compact, fits in your pocket. It not only tells you where you are, but where you wish you were. Bartholomew Mini World Atlas. $15.95. We pay shipping. So much more in this book. I'm not reading the whole thing.